Resumed. The House and Committee on the Maritime Coastal Area Takutai Moana Bill, and the question is that Part 1 stand part. The call was with Parakura Horomia, the Honourable. He's about just over 2.5 minutes. So we have a point of order.
Interrupt my colleague, and this shouldn't take long, so I haven't had a chance to consult with the Deputy Opposition Whip about what part of the bill that we are currently considering. And a specific question for you, sir, is how many Minister's amendments are there to this particular part?
Are they tabled on the... They're on the table.
Do you know how many there are?
I don't. I've just come here, as you have.
Okay.
So they are accessible on the table.
And so all the amendments that are available for debate and for voting on this particular part
I understand
have been tabled at this time by the Minister.
I understand. That's correct, is it, Minister? Yes, I understand, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Honourable Parakura Horomia.
Mr Speaker, Mr Chair, it's interesting to note that the High Court will have a fair bit of sanctioning power, and what certainly needs to be determined at this early stage is to ensure that the judges have the ability to cope with Māori tikanga and understand the nuances of hapu and iwi conflict. Important as it is, it's really it's an issue that needs to be broached now. What we don't want to see is that there'll be, you can possibly have an agreement, but what is more important is that we do not fuel or encourage more conflict amongst the whānau and the hapu. And in parts, that wehe is something that certainly put asunder a lot of hard work by people in this building, people outside, and especially the whānau hapu and the iwi. And it is of interest and I want to come back to this because I want to commend the Minister for ensuring this part in Part 132A, where it sets out the purpose of the Act and acknowledges the importance of the marine and coastal area to all New Zealanders and the customary interests of whānau, hapu and iwi in that area. And I want to really commend him and encourage him to hold that line, because if you've been an activist and a collector and gatherer of the fruits of the Takutai Moana, then it is important to understand that there is a sequentiality which is well driven and well trodden down the road. And first of all, it starts off with the whānau, the family who go to Rukupubu to gather seafood and make sure that they replenish and ensure that they feed their families well. The next is hapu, who in a sense try to determine and define boundaries and those issues relevant to that hapu, the collection of those whānau. And then last of all is the iwi, who may, in relation to representing the whānau and the hapu, ensure that all those issues that are relevant to working there or to doing anything with the foreshore and seabed is recognised and is managed well in accordance with tikanga, with mana. And there is inherited clarity in that, Mr Chair. And certainly I want to commend the Minister and hope that he doesn't change this list and this order of whānau, hapu and iwi.
The Honourable David Parker, I don't think you've had a call.